If you're wondering if blogging is worth it for your business, you're asking the right question. But I have to warn you, most business owners are completely wasting their time with blogging. I don't want that for you. So I'm going to show you real data from a client that got an additional 500 clicks from Google in just 4 months, and then 4,000 more additional clicks over the course of almost the next year, a little less than the next year. Plus, he'll show you why typical blogging advice is not for you if you have an online business that sells digital products or services, and what is going to work out better for you. Here's the problem. There are two completely different types of blogging. The two different types of blogging are traffic blogging and audience blogging. Traffic blogging is about getting as many page views as possible to get as much ad revenue as possible and maybe do some affiliate sales. I still have one of those blogs, my old lifestyle blog. I've just started reviving it actually almost a year ago now. That's not what this video is going to be about. This one is about audience blogging, where you are writing those blog posts in order to pull in an audience that is going to be interested in the product services that you offer. There's a few things I see business owners doing wrong when it comes to their blog. First of all, they're writing one, maybe less blog post a month and just sitting and waiting and hoping it pops up on Google. But the bigger mistake is people don't understand keyword intention. Let me show you exactly what I mean. We can start with this very video. Is blogging worth it? That's the keyword for this video. I have a blog post on Maker's Mob that is also around that keyword. This is a great keyword for me because when someone is searching, is blogging worth it? They're considering whether or not starting a blog is going to be worth their time, their energy, their effort. And at Maker's Mob, we have a blogging service that is going to help them get that blog started without a lot of time or energy. Let's contrast that with best niches for blogging. That would be a terrible keyword for Maker's Mob in our blogging service. Best niches for blogging is for an audience who is just starting to think about what they might want to blog about, as opposed to the audience that we're looking for who has already got their niche. They already probably have a bit of an audience built. They already have their offers or their services in place. Someone searching best niches for blogging is not our ideal customer, not for this service. Here's another example from one of our clients. We published a bunch of blog posts for her last year. Two of the best performers were Grocery Budget Family of Four and Finding Time for Hobbies. On their own, those seem kind of unrelated. What do those two things have to do with each other? But this client sells freezer meal planning guides to very busy moms for the most part. So now suddenly it starts to make sense. Moms searching for grocery budgets want to save money, and moms searching how to find time for hobbies are looking for ways to save time. Our clients' freezer meal planning guides help with both of those things. So those busy moms that are searching about grocery budgets are potentially going to be interested in her freezer meal planning guides, just like the mom who's looking to find time for her hobbies is going to look for that time-saving aspect of the freezer meal planning guide. So if the two biggest problems with blogging as a business owner today are not posting consistently and prolifically enough, and not having the right intention behind your keywords, then what actually works? Instead of random posts, you create content clusters, 8 to 10 related posts that all work together that you can publish in a group all at once, and each of which has a keyword that is related to each other and has that right intention for your audience. Let's say you're a weight loss coach for busy moms. Instead of writing one post about weight loss tips, and then maybe another one a week later about meal planning, you're going to create a weight loss cluster. That could include posts about anything from meal planning and prep for busy families, quick workouts for moms, mindset and motivation strategies, nutrition basics, managing stress eating, emotional triggers, healthy snacks, exercise routines you can do at home. All of those topics have the right intention for that busy mom that you want to help with their weight loss journey. You're going to publish them all together, and they're all going to link back and forth to each other. You're also going to have a hub page that they all link to, and that links out to all of them. Google is going to see this as topical authority. Your readers are going to see it as very comprehensive, very helpful information. This is completely different from writing one post per week and hoping something sticks. When you publish 8 to 10 related posts about weight loss for busy moms, Google is going to start to see you as a weight loss authority for that specific audience. When someone searches for quick workouts for moms, your content is going to have a much better chance of showing up. And when people who find your content through Google are actively looking for solutions, they're going to be more likely to buy your weight loss program than someone who's just saw a post on Instagram or TikTok. All right, let's get to the real numbers. We're going to talk more about that client who sells freezer mail planning guides. We started working with her last year. She had an existing blog with about 124 posts. Before we started, she was getting about 84,000 impressions from Google every month and about 1,300 clicks from Google monthly as well. So she already had a very decent foundation, which is really helpful. But I don't want you to feel like, I have no foundation. Why am I going to start doing this? Because just like that old saying about when's the best time to plant a tree, the answer is like 10 years ago. The best time to start your blog would have been, a few years ago. But the next best time to start your blog is today. So she did already have that foundation, but to get that foundation, you just got to lay the groundwork and write the posts, okay? So we created 46 new blog posts for her using the cluster approach. We published them in February of 2024. 4 months later, here's what happened. She jumped to 99,000 impressions per month. That's 15,000 more impressions monthly from Google and 1,600 clicks per month to her site overall in those 4 months. 503 of those clicks were to those brand new blog posts that we published for her. And now, as of June 2025, those posts have brought in a total of more than 4,000 clicks from Google, and her overall performance keeps improving. The most recent 4 months shows an average of 2,200 clicks per month. That's 900 more clicks monthly compared to before we started. Impressions are up to 130,000 per month. But the most important part of this is not just the analytics that we're seeing. This works because we strategically chose keywords that were going to bring in that audience of super busy moms who would be interested in her freezer meal planning guides. All right, so how do you get started with this yourself? First thing you need to do is identify your content clusters. Look at your business, identify 3 to 5 main problem areas, questions that your customers are asking. I'm going to use the weight loss coach for busy moms as an example. Some of the clusters for that person might be meal planning, quick workouts, mindset strategies, and nutrition basics. The second thing that you're going to do is write and publish a cluster. From that list that you've figured out in step 1, just pick the cluster that is the question that you get the most. So you're going to pick 8 to 10 keywords relevant to that cluster, write and edit those posts. This is where AI is going to come in extremely handy. If you don't like AI, you're probably not going to like me very much. So I highly recommend using AI, especially for these first drafts of these posts. Once those posts are written, you want to optimize for basic SEO. Just use your whatever tool you're using in WordPress. I use RankMath and I love it and I highly recommend it. But they all basically do the same thing. Use your tool to do basic SEO optimizations. The key is making sure that everything is interlinked and that you create a hub page for that topic, that cluster topic, that everything links back to, and it links to all of the posts that you've just written. Now you're ready to publish. You're going to publish all of those at once. They're all linking together, so you don't want to publish them piecemeal, and then the links don't work right away. Publish them all together. Extra credit, promote these on social media or send 1 or 2 of them to your email list. If people start clicking on them from social media or from your email newsletter, Google's going to see that as a good indicator for the post. And then you just start monitoring your Google Search Console. Wait to see when those posts start to show up. I did work with a client just a couple months ago who was in the weight loss niche. She was not getting a ton of traffic and not getting a lot from Google before we started working with her. But even still, she started getting impressions and even clicks within weeks of us publishing her posts. So last step is keep an eye on your Google Search Console. You're going to want to improve and optimize those posts as you see them start to pop up on Search Console so that they are perfect for when your audience starts to come see them. So is blogging worth it? If you want to attract customers for your products and services, absolutely. But you need to do it strategically. You need to find the right keywords, and you're going to want to publish in those content clusters unless you want to wait around forever. I've got all the steps in the description below, so feel free to read through that and make sure you follow along because I'm running an AI/SEO blogging experiment for Maker's Mob, and I'm going to document the entire thing here on YouTube. So you'll want to see what happens with that.